Hi class, this is Professor Pam. I wanted to pop in with a video for you about the first milestone that we'll be working on for the course. I think it's fair for me to kind of tell you what the expectation is, what I'm looking for, what the formatting is, and what type of brand I'm looking for you to choose. So let's get started here. The first thing is this is a communications campaign, so I think it's very important for you to think about communication type of message or goals. It's not a marketing or a sales campaign, so we want to make sure that we are choosing a message and targeting an audience with something that is meaningful to them, that will help them to engage and to take part in your campaign. Let's talk about choosing a company. I like to see students choose either a local business, a charitable endeavor of some sort, or even an animal shelter or something like that. I've had students in the past who have chosen, of course, animal shelters, children's hospital, fundraising campaign. I had someone do a campaign about sharks and them going extinct and things that we needed to do to be mindful of which sharks are dangerous and which ones are not. I had a student do a campaign about a shelter that let you check a dog out for a day and take it for a hike and bring it back just to get the dogs out of the shelter. I have had students do things on local businesses, a real estate business, a local coin store, a local boutique, and even a record store, coffee shop, pie shop, ice cream shop. I could go on and on. There are so many things that you can choose that are, in your atmosphere that you are around every day that could be and turned into a very, very meaningful campaign. So, with all of that said, I do not like students to choose a company like a Nike or a Coca-Cola or a Johnson and Johnson. I don't like those to be chosen, and if you do choose that, I will ask you to choose something else. The reason is I think it's a real disservice to you to not guide you to choose a smaller brand that you can really put some personality into, and you can be very creative with this project. So please don't choose a big brand. Please look around your local community and see if there is something there that would be great to do a campaign for. Let's see. The next thing is I really like to see the paper in sections. So think about what we've been learning so far in terms of writing and how people read today. I'd like to see everything labeled. So in this particular paper, you'll have an introduction, which will tell me about the brand, product, or company that you have chosen. Give me some information about who they are, where they are, what they do, why you're interested in them. And then the next section will be about goals. So you're going to list your goals. And I'm really looking for communication goals. So when I say communication goals, I mean not things like how many more likes you got this month from this post. That's more of a marketing goal. Or how many people bought a certain product. That's a sales goal. I don't want to see those, okay? So what I'm looking for is think back to chapter 1 and some of the things that Carol had listed, like using an active voice when writing, um, determining the appropriate voice and tone for the audience to help them to engage in the campaign, creating a specific hashtag for the campaign to get the community engaged, or maybe creating a video or infographic or sharing photos that help to tell the story of the brand. So those are all things that have to do with digital writing, and they're more specific to that. So those are the types of goals that I want to see, not marketing or sales goals. The next thing that you'll be identifying is the audience. And I do get kind of picky about the audience, and that is because I have had students in the past who think the entire world is their audience, and that's just not true. As you have seen through some of the examples in the book, we do not create campaigns and a voice and a tone and a message to go to everybody, because if we are a pie shop in Denver, Colorado, not everybody is going to be interested in that topic. So be sure to be very, very specific about who your audience is. I believe the instructions ask you to choose a primary and secondary audience. That's okay. I'm mostly focused on the primary audience for what you'll be doing in future milestone papers. So be very, very specific about that. If you are talking about a specific type of event, maybe it is a marathon event that's in your community, you know who the audience is going to be. They're runners. They're probably a specific age, maybe 20 to 40. That's your core audience. And the reason I'm being so specific about this is eventually you're going to be choosing the digital platforms that you will be using to put your campaign messages on, and you'll use Pew Research to help you determine what those platforms should be. So we want a very niche, very specific, targeted audience. So in addition to goals, audience, and introduction, I want you to make sure that you are looking at the rubric. So if you do not follow the rubric, you might run into a few little things, like it always is asking you to use references for your milestone papers. I personally like to see at least three references, some of them scholarly, for milestone papers. It does not say that specifically in there, but please use more than one. It needs to be more than one for sure. If you would like to use bullet points, I do not have any issues with that, specifically when you are listing your goals. Bullet points are a good thing to use there. Just make sure that you use sentences when you write those goals out, okay? I think that is it. I am always, always, always open to brainstorming with you. If you are stuck and you're not really sure which brand to choose for this campaign, I am available. I love to brainstorm. I think that I'm pretty good at listening to you and hearing what you're talking about, and actually identifying something that might be of interest that could work really well for a campaign. So if you are getting stuck this week and you are not sure, just please reach out to me and I will help you brainstorm a brand. So that's everything. I hope that you're doing well. Thank you for listening and have a great week. Thanks.